Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Tyronn Lue believes LeBron and Kyrie would have won another title if they stayed together. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving were an amazing duo and won a title together in 2016 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They weren't teammates for too long, though, and their former head coach Tyronn Lue stated on the Stephen A. Smith Show that they would have won another if they had been together for more than 3 seasons. No question, no doubt, Lue said when asked if the duo could have won another. It did become harder once Golden State acquired Kevin Durant. Once they got KD, that was tough, but I thought after we won the championship in 2016 we kind of had the blueprint of how we wanted to attack Golden State. How we wanted to guard and defend them. Like I said, they are a great team and Steve Kerr is one of the top coaches in the NBA as well, so it's gonna be a tough task, but we thought we figured them out after Game 2 in 2016, Lue continued. We figured out how we wanted to guard them, how we wanted to defend them, and I thought definitely, Kyrie and LeBron would have won more championships. A competitor like Lue would always back his team to win, but the Cavaliers weren't going to beat the Warriors once Kevin Durant arrived in 2016. Durant completely changed things and made Golden State a near-unstoppable force. The Cavaliers, of course, beat the Warriors in 7 games in the 2016 finals but were then blown away in 5 games in 2017. James averaged 33.6 points, 12.0 rebounds, 10.0 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.0 blocks per game in that 2017 series, while Irving put up 29.4 points, 4.0 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 1.0 steals per game, but it was only enough to get 1 win. Irving then handed in a trade request the following offseason to bring an end to his time as a teammate of James. They had made it to the NBA Finals in each of the 3 seasons they spent together from 2014 to 15 to 2016 to 17, but the guard didn't want to continue the partnership and was traded to the Boston Celtics. James and the Cavaliers would face the Warriors in the finals again in 2018, and this time the series ended in a sweep. I do believe it would have been closer with Irving, but the final outcome wasn't going to change. Now, James and Irving could have potentially won in the following years, as injuries and Durant's departure led to the Warriors' demise. With LeBron having played at such an incredibly high level in the years that followed, I have no doubt that he and Kyrie could have won post-2018. Lue isn't the only one to believe that the James-Irving duo would have won more. Kyrie stated that his immaturity and isolation might have cost the Cavaliers more championships. If I was in the same maturity line and understanding of who I am, and I look back, we definitely would have won more championships, Irving said. Because there would have been a better man-to-man understanding about what I'm going through. I didn't know how to share my emotions. I didn't know how to do that, Irving continued. So instead of sharing, I isolated myself. I just started pouring myself more into the game. I had one of my better seasons, but I wasn't connecting with everybody as much during the championship year. So 2017, it was a different year for us. We went against Golden State, we went against a great team, Irving added. When you're not a great team and not clicking on all cylinders and together, you're easily defeated. You're defeated before you can get to the arena. Don't we all wish we would have done things differently in the past when we were a bit immature? There have been rumblings of an Irving-James reunion in recent years, as they both seem interested in it, but it hasn't happened yet and I doubt it ever will. Philadelphia 76ers fans won't like Buddy Hield's comments. Buddy Hield ended a slump in form with a 27-point performance against the Minnesota Timberwolves to help the Golden State Warriors to a win. Overall, his time in the Bay Area has been positive so far. Mostly coming off the bench, Hield has averaged 14.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists in 23 games this season. That is not bad for someone who is playing 23.4 minutes per night. He is also shooting an excellent 43.1% from three-point range. Before joining the Warriors, Hield had spent a season playing for the Philadelphia 76ers. And it is safe to say that he did not make much of an impression during his stint in the city of brotherly love. Now, Hield has made some interesting comments while praising Stephen Curry and life with the Warriors, who he declared an unselfish team. Hield said, "Last year, I didn't have that love for real. When we were making a decision, we wanted to find a team that I can feel appreciated and loved." Of course, Hield's comments are not a good look for the 76ers. But that being said, considering how things have turned out for the franchise so far this season, it is hard for Philly fans to not question Sixers culture. Coming into the season, the 76ers were being viewed as championship contenders after adding Paul George to their well-established core of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. The results on the court have not justified the hype though. The Sixers currently hold a 7-15 record and are 12th in the East. The only positive is that they seem to be improving and are on a 4-1 run, with George, Maxey, and Embiid all finally available. Celtics could trade Derek White to Warriors for three-player package. It's hard to imagine the Boston Celtics trading away any of their core players right now, but a three-player package from the Golden State Warriors might tempt Celtics GM Brad Stevens to do just that. At some point, Boston's going to have to make a bold trade to ensure sustained success during the Tatum/Brown era, which would look like parting ways with one of Jrue Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, or Peyton Pritchard in exchange for a package of young talent. It just so happens that the Warriors are looking for a two-way guard on the trade market right now to make up for DeAnthony Melton's absence. All-world defender and excellent shooter Derek White would fit like a glove alongside Stephen Curry, but the Celtics wouldn't possibly part ways with White, right? On the contrary, it's not impossible and might even make sense for Boston. Consider the following package that Golden State could send Boston for White: Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and Kevin Looney. From a financial standpoint, this trade would be a crazy win for the Celtics. Kuminga and Looney are both on expiring contracts, and Podziemski is on a ridiculously cheap deal that has him making $3.5 million this season, $3.7 million, and $5.7 million over the next 3 years, one of the best contracts in the NBA considering how much Podziemski contributes to winning. From a basketball standpoint, the Celtics would get worse immediately, but not to the extent of losing the status as favorites to repeat as NBA champs. Boston would still have an excellent point guard group in Jrue Holiday, Peyton Pritchard, and Podziemski. Adding Kuminga would give them an absolute stud of an athlete off the bench to spell Tatum and Brown. Sam Hauser is their only backup wing right now. Then there's Looney, who the Celtics could plug into backup situations as an upgrade over Xavier Tillman or as an alternative to Luke Kornet/Neemias Queta. Celtics fans will say this trade is ridiculous, but it would make Boston even deeper than they currently are. And while trading White might seem sacrilegious, this could be a painful but savvy way to start setting up a prolonged dynasty in Boston. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Derek White? Leave your opinion in the comments.